So when Robert was 12 years old and he was a Boy Scout, he visited the Scorpion in Groton, Connecticut, with his Boy Scout troop. None of us knew then that that would be the ship he'd be assigned to, and that he would actually meet his end on that ship. He was drafted into the Army and then decided he didn't want to go into the Army, so he joined the Navy. We're not exactly sure why he joined the Navy. His father was in the Navy, but that would have been the reason, I don't think. May of 1968, we were notified that the Scorpion was not returning or had not come into dock in Norfolk, and on June 5th, they finally declared that they were gone. They continued to search, but were never able to find anything. So for years and years, we never knew what happened to the Scorpion. Until much later, there were pictures of debris found in the Azores.
And training schools. He went to weapons school. He went to submarine repair ships. I don't know that he ever definitely said, I want to be on a submarine, but I believe that my brother's demeanor was such that he could handle being in a confined space with no outside contact, close quarters with men of like demeanor. You didn't always know what he was thinking, but I know that he was very intelligent. And the Navy doesn't take stupid guys into the submarine fleet. He always acknowledged the fact that the ship was in bad condition. That it was, his words were, it was being held together with bubble gum and rubber bands. There was a guy that refused to go because he did not believe that the ship was in good enough condition. And in the Navy, the way they judge the captain's credibility is the less time spent in dry dock, the better. So if it means cutting short the repairs, that's what happens. One of the hardest things in the last 48 and a half years is that we still don't really know why that ship went down. So in May of 2018, we will celebrate 50 years of not knowing, of him being gone, of him not being part of our lives, of not continuing to grow up with a brother, of him never knowing my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, his nieces and nephews. The person that's making this documentary right now, she honors his memory and respects it. I'm thankful for that. Every 5 years we go to Norfolk, and the daughter of one of the commanders on the ship has organized a memorial, and that is the most honoring time to be a part of the Navy that we've ever experienced. That is when we really truly feel that people understand and understood what we went through and have continued to go through with that loss. I know there have been thousands and thousands of men and women who have gone into battle, as did my brother when he left that February of '68 to go into battle and don't come back. And the families don't know what happened. So we join with them. Whenever I see a veteran, and many of you who are going to watch this documentary maybe someday will be veterans, but I see veterans that say Korea War veteran, World War I, World War II veteran, and I take the opportunity when I see them, whether I know them, it doesn't matter or not, I go up to them and just say thank you for your service. Because I can't thank my brother. I can't thank him for what he did. he had no intention of doing what he did when he stepped on that ship, any more than those fellas that step on dirt or get in planes or jump into the water. No, they don't know what sacrifice they're gonna make. So our loss has been that we haven't been able to know who Robert was and would have been when he grew up into a complete adult. What he ever would have done with his life, if he ever would have married, where he would have moved to, how he would have interacted with our family. Because of the circumstances of his loss, my mother always expected him to come back. But we lived at the bottom of a hill, and my mother would garden a lot outside, and she oftentimes would look up the hill and she'd say, I thought I saw Robert coming. She always expected him at the top of the hill. Because as a kid riding his bike, or as a teenager coming home from school, she'd look up the street and see him. And she always expected him. And that was hard. That was hard is a slight word, but that was hard for her. To never have her son. To never really know what happened.
Former Scorpion crew members, men that had been on the Scorpion before, that had never been to a reunion and had never even, they walked away from the Scorpion when they were done with their tour of duty and never gave any thought to the people that were the families of the crew members. And some of them, to that day, they had a hard time talking about it. And then one man came up to me and he said, "Who was your brother?" And I showed him the picture. He said, "I remember him." I was like, wow. You know, wow. It just made my hair stand on end that he